Today we're going to be talking about like how to balance our healthy lifestyle-ish with our work life. It's not always easy. I'm sure anybody knows that with any job you have.
And Susan has been kind enough to show us how to pencil in, or she uses a powder. She gives us a little tutorial on how to take care of those eyebrows. So after she does that, we're going to talk a little more about her technique and just eyebrows in general, what they do for the face.
What do you want to know? You can ask me anything. Hairstylists know best. Here's what you can do. Let me tell you.
That was good.
For our first episode, we wanted to just take some time to talk to you guys about who we are and why we think we might have some advice to be able to offer you. We are not therapists. We are hairists.
I'll start with explaining why I feel like I am qualified to give you guys advice. I have had a lot of life experience in 43 years that I've been alive. So, I mean, most people do have a lot of experience in life, but I've been married 3 times and I have 6 kids, y'all. I've seen a lot of stuff over the years. So, and not to mention our clients, you know, like from one client to the next, how many experiences they've been through and what they've shared with us. It's kind of given us insight on different things that we probably never would have come across in our life. Some of it we probably don't want to come across in our life, but that's what makes me feel like it's not about like, oh, I can do this for you guys, I want to do this. It's about helping each other and guiding each other in life. And I mean, the questions I had when I was younger, like I wish I would have had an nth of the knowledge that I have now to get me through some days when I was young. So that's basically what my vision has been for this.
I have a little less life experiences is what some people would think. I've been married only one time. Still married. I was married one time. I've been with my husband since I was 20 years old. So it's not like I have a lot of dating advice, but I have from experience. I don't have a lot of dating advice from experience, but I have a lot of stories from clients that let me know that it's okay that I didn't have a lot of dating advice from experience. And then also, I had a pretty colorful childhood growing up. I've lived in lots of different places in several different settings. I grew up in a really small town. I ended up moving to a city when I was a teenager, like went from a wheat field in Washington State and moved to like Southern California, where my first day of school, I felt like I was in the movie Clueless. So just different things like that I kind of draw on. And then as far as just being able to give advice, neither one of us know how to hold back.
No. Not at all.
So sometimes I think if you hear a story from somebody, you might think, oh, I wonder why they did that. But you wondered it in your head, where Susan and I both go, what in the damn hell? Why would you do that? So for us, I think we get a lot more out of people because we're really curious about people.
And I feel like that's a thing. A girl I used to work with actually told me one day, she goes, Susan, you know everything. And it's not even that. It's just the life experiences that you've been through yourself make you, I think, more absorbent to other people's life experiences and their situations. And so I know when my clients tell me things, I retain that. And I play it over in my head sometimes and like, what would I have done different? And I'm sure they do the same thing when I tell them a story too, you know. It's just basic. To me, it's human interaction and what you choose to learn from it. I will say this too, guys. I have had to learn the past couple years with, you know, the world happenings, world events, things like that. Sometimes it is better to just keep the peace and not say anything when you don't agree with the person, as far as like politics and the, religious views, all those things. Like, you just have to be like, non-agreed. Yeah, I know. Because this is not the place for us to vent to our clients. Our clients come to sit in our chair and vent to us about their feelings. So we're there for their support no matter what it is, and we have to know our boundaries when it comes to things, certain things.
Susan is amazing at knowing boundaries and amazing at biting a hole, like right in this part of her cheek. Right there. I have not mastered that. And I would say that there's a lot of times that I will push it to that limit of, really, that's what you think. But most times when I push it to the limits, it's not coming from a place that I think I'm going to change their mind. It's really coming from a place that I am very curious what the other side thinks. Therefore, I want to know. And I'm not degrading. I don't want them to feel dumb, because I sure as heck don't want them to make me feel dumb if they start to disagree with what I'm saying. And coming from everything that we have, our curiosity is always coming from a very pure side of us. We're not trying to shut anyone down, because I have people in my life that think almost the polar opposite on certain situations.
Same as me, yeah.
And sometimes they think exactly the same as me.
Mm-hmm.
And I still love and adore those people, and they're still great people. So again, when giving advice, we kind of have both sides of the story sometimes, and we're able to kind of round out people's thoughts.
Level out and balance exactly what, to keep things going. All right. Hey guys, I just wanted to do a little quick tutorial with you, because I get a lot of compliments on my eyebrows, even out in public. People are like, oh, your eyebrows are so pretty. But I can attest to you this, that I have not always been able to do my brows. I didn't do my brows. And if anything, I was a product of the 2000s where I used to have pencils on my forehead. So anyway, we'll insert a picture of that way back when. And so now you can see, like, there's a lot of sparseness right in through here. Even if I lift up this little spot right here, there's a little bald spot underneath there. So I try to keep that spot a little bit longer, just to kind of cover that up. But I have this makeup brush that is a flat tip, little tiny, like, rectangle shape. So what I do is, yes, it's eyeshadow in my Urban Decay Smoky palette that I've had, and I love using shadow rather than trying to use a brow pencil or anything like that. I do much better with this, and this one's the Whiskey. So I'm just going to take my side of my brush and tap it in there, and then I just start, because this brush is like the perfect width for my brow. So I just barely tap it in right here, and you see that gives me a little edge, and then I just start kind of brushing that in from my edge. And it doesn't take me long at all. My whole face takes me about 5 minutes in the morning, y'all. I don't have time for all that. So I just kind of wisp it in, raise my brow, and I'll kind of do a little bit extra contouring right there at the bottom, just for a little bit of definition. And then I just kind of lightly feather down at the bottom, because I don't want that too harsh right there. So it's darker here, and then I just wisp it down to the bottom. That's about it. And then the other one, I hate, because this one's not as nice even filled in as that one is. So this one takes me a little bit longer. I have to tap up a little bit, because I really have to focus on, like, drawing that up a little bit, because I don't have much hair there at all to work with. So same thing, and just kind of dust that in a little bit. And Just always kind of go back and fill in my little teeny, really sparse spots. Just tapping that and then feathering it down. And that's it. But let's say I'm gonna go extra fancy and spend that 2 extra minutes on my makeup. This is just concealer it's lighter than my foundation. And it's got a little brush on the end. So I squeeze just a tiny bit on there. And I'm just gonna tap that right there, right next, and kind of make little creases. And I know that looks silly right now, but just kind of going underneath and highlighting underneath your brow. Kind of just make it like a cleaner line right there, really. It's really like a cut is what I guess you'd call that. Cut it in. Got a little too much right there. So really just, I'm not an artist. I can't even draw like a stick figure, but I just kind of follow the shape of my brow. And then you can do a little tiny light on the top if you want to. Just to kind of like define that a little bit more. And then I take another, like a little bit of a, just like a softer brush, I guess. And I just kind of start feathering that in all the way around. Really just cutting that in. And also that just really brightens up your eyes, just to even do that little bit of accenting underneath there. And that's it. You know, maybe 3-4 minutes total that took me, if that. I'm ready for my day. So.
How do you get your eyebrows waxed?
Yes.
Okay, so you're starting off with a really like defined shape with what hair you have there.
Yes.
Okay. And would you say that you wax them a lot? Like, do we need to keep up with this, or is the shape there because of the definition that you're putting in with the powder?
No, the shape's there 2 reasons. Okay. One is where I used to get them waxed so thin. They really are very thin over here at the edges. Okay, I don't have much there. Echo will clean up my brows, y'all. She won't do my arches and things like that.
I hate to wax. I will take fuzzies off of your face.
Yeah, she'll take fuzzies. But I will say, like, mine grows so far down here, it's like they've migrated. Like, all these little sparse spots, no hair grows there, but somehow I can get hair, like, way down here and way, like, close to my hairline. And then this side, like, today I found one, like, way down here. So, I mean, way back when, like a teenager, I look at my brows, like, you know, senior year, they had nice shape. They were very similar shape to what they are now. Of course, not as dark because I do fill them in. But I always had good shaped brows, just always needed a little cleaning up. But now it's more like just for all these weird long ones down here. Not so much up here.
So do you feel like the powder is better at grabbing the slight little hairs that you're depending upon for filling in?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I tend to get, like I said, I don't like to use a pencil. And I've even tried that one little thing that has like the 3-stroke thing on there, trying to make it look like some hair when you wisp that on.
Yeah.
I've tried all different brands. I don't like any of them. They always look so harsh and like I took a Sharpie to my eyebrow. No matter how much blending I try to do, it just gets darker and darker and darker. So.
And then what do you do about when your hairs get really long? So, like, do you just mash them down with gel? What's your, like when they get
like
long?
I said, on this spot over here, it's sparse underneath, so I intentionally leave that long, similar like when we're cutting someone's hair that has a cowlick, you know. But no, the ones that get really long, I will comb up and trim those.
Okay.
But, you know, and I try to resist temptation to just like pulling out a long one, because where those grow long, I don't have a lot of hair. So.
Do you have any gray hairs in your eyebrow yet?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So it's really, I mean, it's about this close to having to tint my brows.
Tint brows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll cover tinting brows, a whole other thing.
Yeah.
That's a totally different one. But yeah, I get one, especially right here, and I tweeze it. I take it out because it's gnarly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take to anything.
It's funny because the ones in the center, which I do have a gnarly, I like that word, Echo says, I forgot to mention, my unibrow is so gnarly. Like, I have hairs that come down to here. you know, and I'll sit and literally just, I feel them and I pick them out, you know. But they used to be so dark and so noticeable when my unibrow came in, and those are the ones that are really turning gray.
Well, that's
quickly.
nice.
I
That's
mean,
that's very kind of them.
because it is kind, so they're not that noticeable like they used to be.
Very kind of them to do that.
Mhm.
Well, I think if anyone has in the comment section, we would love for you if you have any questions about your brow. Hairstylists Know Best at gmail.com. If you want to send us a picture of your brow, we could give you some advice if you have any questions on how you think it should be shaped. I always try to go for a classic arch. I also feel like more brow, more better, because it's a statement piece. It is the framing of your eyes. The idea that thin eyebrows were in, I don't know why the 90s wanted to lie to us, but they also lied to us that greasy hair was cool. So.
Yeah.
Also, in our comment section, we would love for you guys to let us know a little bit about your guys' life. And we want to get to know you as much as hopefully you want to get to know us.
Thank you guys so much. And don't forget to like and subscribe and turn your notifications on. We're going to be releasing new videos every Wednesday. And as much as possible, Echo and I are going to try to do little snippets. And sometimes they may be on our own, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But just be sure and like and subscribe, guys. Thanks.
Thank you so much.